5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning, sunshines! Witten John, tell them hi. Good morning, hi, good morning, sunshines. Isn't it good? Something great here today, you guys. Look at the volume. Yes, Witten. All right, you guys, as you jump on, say good morning, sunshine, hashtag GMS, and share with me something you're grateful for so we start off our day feeling positive, light, full of love, excitement, and good energy, which will lead us into our conversation of the day, which is about empaths and empathy. So if you haven't gone back to Good Morning Sunshine, where we actually discuss the difference between being an empath and having empathy, and I had this like aha moment realization where I discovered that I am an empath, which how does one not know this, but it had to be pointed out to me and all of the different things. There's a video that's all about that, all right? And it was a really interesting experience for me. And I've just been being more aware of energy in my life and how it's exchanged between people. There's an energy exchange always going on. Some of us are aware of it, and some of us are completely oblivious, like I was for 41 years. Right? Now, whoa, you stop that. Now I'm stepping into a new space though, where I do feel, see, and I'm able to observe what's going on. So today I wanted to talk about how the empaths in your life, even if you're not one, right? If you're surrounded by people who are more connected with their energy, they're feeling what you're feeling. Even though you don't feel like you're feeling what they're feeling because you don't feel like you have that like empath, characteristic within you, like, yeah, you can experience empathy, but like that's not a big part of who you are. They're feeling what you're feeling. And I have this example from yesterday, all right? And little people, by the way, are much more connected than we are. Man, they're so much smarter than we are, you guys. They're amazing little beings. So our children, often if you watch your kids, watch your children and how they react to your household when you're in different emotional states, it's really intriguing. It's quite interesting because most of them are able to feel when you've had a bad day at work. They can feel the energy you carry in the door with you. And they actually, in return, change their emotional state as a response to what you've experienced. They can feel when you're exuberant. They can feel when you're completely full of joy, right? And their reaction, the way they show up to life, is a reflection of how you're showing up and what energy you're bringing in. And that's not just like your parenting techniques. Maybe you parent with aggression or anger. Like it could be directly on that, right? You parent with patience and joy and love. You parent stern, whatever it is. I'm not saying that any way is right and any way is wrong. But it's not just the words you use. It's the emotional state you're in. So here's what happened, right? Yesterday I was having a little bit of a snafu, is what I call it, with Vail Resorts. Quite frustrated at a situation where we're not able to get a refund on passes that we didn't buy. And as I've been trying to communicate with them now for 3 weeks, I finally got to a supervisor. And the conversation, this is after hours and hours of hold time and all the things, the conversation was not so light. Let's just say that, right? You don't see Caley get too frustrated or like worked up very often. Am I a fishy? But I was worked up. Now, meanwhile, Whit and John wasn't anywhere around me, right? I'm down here, he's upstairs, complete different spaces. And I am like worked up having this conversation and trying to create a solution. Not working very well. Now, Witten is feeling what I'm feeling. And I literally, you guys, at this point, like I am becoming so much more aware, I'm vibrating out of my skin. I'm like, I can feel like, I mean, your heart races, but like I am like, just like the whole energy is like, yeah, like this anger trying to get out, right? And making its way out, let's just be honest. And all of a sudden, Witten starts screaming, you guys, screaming, crying. Not just like his normal, like, well, like I'm kind of mad, like, do something for me, change my diaper, whatever. He is just pissed. He's pissed, right? So I finished my call. I'm like, okay, like let's just be calm, but that's not just how it works. It just didn't like leave my body. So I get him and I'm like, let's just like bring it down or not. And he's still screaming. So I bring him over to Grandma's house. And I'm like, maybe new environments can like change things. And I'm still vibrating at a higher, not good way, like, right, of negative energy. And he's losing it. Like, he's just not getting better. And if you walk into my mom's, she's like, geez, what is wrong with him? Like, he's never like this. And I was like, yeah, I said, he can feel my energy. And she kind of looks at me like, what? Right? And the truth is is that's exactly what was going on at that point. He was still feeling my energy. Now, for those of you that don't know about empathy versus empaths, that might not make all the sense in the world for you because you can't connect to it. Quincy, will you shut the door, baby? You can't connect to it, right? But for those, I guess I want to encourage you, yeah, you can do it. I want to encourage you to have an understanding that other people are feeling your energy. And even if that's not you, even if you don't feel like you have the innate ability of empathy or being an empath, right? Empaths feel when you're angry. We can walk into a room. Some of you guys can do this, right? Where you walk into a room and immediately you're like, this doesn't feel good. I know. I get that it sounds crazy to some of you guys because it used to sound crazy to me, but it is 100% true. And as you're awakened to it and you realize it and you start to do different things, you can really start to pull in and feel what other people are feeling and the energy that it's creating around them. So here Witten is, he's pissed off to high hell. You guys, about for 45 minutes. And I would say until I was in a more stable, calm, emotional state, he remained in his freak out state. So number one, if you're a parent, just take this on a little bit in your parenting and start to be observant of how your kids show up, right? And I don't know if I said this piece before, but like a lot of times you have like super chill parents and they've got super chill kids, right? You have type A, very rigid, strict, or not that you can't be strict and parent, right? But there's like people that are like always worked up and angry and whatever, and your kids start to show up like that. And just be an observationist. That doesn't even make sense, but like observe how that's happening and how maybe you can make some positive shifts and changes if you want to have more light, love, happiness, and good positive emotions as opposed to negative emotions. Right? And then the second piece of this that I really want to get across is I would love for those of you who are not in an understanding state to also just observe how people... Yes, I knew you were going to find them all. Good job, buddy. You want to come say hi to my friends? How people are affected by your energy. So if you're carrying around anger and frustration and aggravation, you're like huffing and puffing around a room, other people feel that and notice it. Okay, so when they don't want to be, like if you notice that people are veering away from being around you, there's a good chance that they just can't handle being in your energy. If people always want to be around you and they're attracted to you, they're probably attracted to that light and bright and positivity that you're portraying. So that's going to affect your relationships in different ways, right? If you don't understand what it's like to be an empath, and maybe you want to open your eyes to it, the last thing here is just sit with the emotions and start looking around you at what other people are feeling and see if it makes you feel any differently. You guys, little lesson today in empathy versus empaths, right? Again, and how emotionally we are affecting those around us. That's what we have for today. Good morning, sunshines. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and click the little bell button so you get notifications. I've kind of been all over between Facebook Live and YouTube Live, depending on the conversation and who it suits, and if I want to save it and have it on hand for down the road. So that's what we've got going on. Appreciate you guys. Happy New Year if you're watching this near the new year. Love you all, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.